Well, hello there and welcome back to my channel, or of course welcome to my channel if you're new. If you are new, then hello and lovely to meet you. My name is Alex, and if you are new here, make sure you stick around and subscribe. If you're not new and you've been here for a while, then why not make sure the notification bell is switched on just so you're notified of every single time that I upload. We need to address a few things. Firstly, Happy New Year, happy 2023. I hope we all have a smashing year this year. Secondly, as you can see, I've had a bit of a change up. This is like trial and error though. Like, is this shadow jarring? I need to like do a bit of research how to get rid of that. I don't know if I can. The mic situation, like the sound situation, I'm in like an echo sort of room compared to my bedroom before, so the sound is something I need to work on as well. I have tried to use my mic, but it's not working and I need to figure out, I don't know if it's the particular mic that I've got. I'm not sure, I need to do a bit of research. So I'm really sorry if the sound is a bit jarring in this video. All trial and error. Do you know what I mean? We've all been there. So yeah, this is like the first time I'm filming here. I'm actually in like the annex at the bottom of my garden. I decided to move down here because I just felt like I didn't have enough freedom up in my bedroom. I obviously share my bedroom with Frank and he has his PC and it's just all very cramped in there. Not enough room for all my filming stuff as well as his stuff. And this room is pretty much free like all the time, apart from when we have people over or have parties or something. So yeah, this will most likely be my setup now until I actually move house, which I mean, it's probably not gonna be for like a year and a half. So, you know, we'll see. I hope this is not too much for you. I hope you enjoy the new setup. It allows me to be a bit more free in terms of content. I can literally come down here whenever I want, film all the content, spend all day filming and not feel guilty on other people. And do you know the best thing actually? No more traffic noises and no more loud TVs in the background. Like, it is literally just me here. No, I mean, you might hear an occasional dog bark, but you know, it's better than the traffic noises. Anyways, I have been rambling for way too long. Hello, today I'm gonna be doing my 2022 favorites. So I wanted to do these as products that I constantly go back to, products that I really, really love. It doesn't have to necessarily be products that launched in 2022. I have included some actual holy grails as well. And yeah, some are from a couple of months ago, some are from the start of the year. I've been using these in and out the whole entire year and I really wanted to tell you about them. I really want to recommend them. There are some absolute holy grails could not live without in this video. So if you'd like to see all the products I was loving throughout the month of 2022, then please keep watching. That was a long intro. Firstly, I would like to talk about this. This is the Revolution Pro Miracle Cream. Now, I think this came out like maybe a few months ago or 4 months ago, and I have not put this down since. As you can see, I mean, it does lay down in my drawer, but as you can see, it's like half empty, and I'm really shocked that I haven't actually finished this. I use this every single time I do my makeup without fail. It's a very good, like, creamy moisturizer sort of thing to put underneath your makeup, just to bring some hydration into my face. It's really good. They've brought out like a supersized version of this now, which I'm tempted to pick up, and I think they've got an eye cream as well. I don't think I've bought that, but I know I would love that if it's the same sort of formula, so I might have to pick that up as well. But I thought I'd give this an honourable mention, as it's the product I always put underneath all of my makeup. Okay, next we're moving on to primers. I have two I want to talk to you about. First one is actually by Smashbox. Smashbox is not available in the UK anymore, annoyingly, so I'm really sorry for including this, but it genuinely is one of the products I did not put down in 2022. Kept going for it. Whenever I wanted my makeup to last a very long time, this is the primer I was going for. This is the Smashbox Photo Finish Control Mattifying Primer. Obviously, it's very sad that we can't get Smashbox in the UK anymore, but if you can get it somehow, I really recommend, especially for long-lasting makeup. Second one is by the Beauty Crop. This is the Cocoa Gold Perfecting Primer, Skin Perfecting Primer. If you can't get your hands on the Smashbox, this is, I mean, this is cheaper anyway. I think this mini actually costs more than this entire primer, so this is a really good one. I use this as a combo with like a hydrating primer, so I put, when my skin was dry, I put a hydrating primer on and then this in my T-zone, because it's very good at mattifying, very good at smoothing those areas and keeping my makeup lasting. There is like tiny little glitter particles in there, don't know if you'd be able to see, but you can barely see them on the skin when it's actually on. You know me, you know I don't like shimmer at all, but this is like, you can barely see this, so highly recommend. I love Beauty Crop. They're like one of my favorite brands I discovered last year, and I really recommend this. Very, very good. I think I've got every single Beauty Crop primer now, and this one hands down is my favorite. Some of this was really hard to whittle down, I'm not gonna lie, like really hard, but I just was so strict with myself, and I was like, really only choose products that you genuinely have gone back and used all the time. So firstly, I have to talk about my Holy Grail foundation. This is the Conceal and Define by Revolution. If you've got a similar skin type to me, you are going to absolutely love this foundation. It has a bit of like a demi-matte finish, so it's not super drying matte on your skin, but it's also not really dewy and glowy. It like dries down, and I just love this so much. The coverage is so good. This has been out a couple of years now, or a few years, and it is in every single favourites video, like favourite of the year video. I don't think I included it in last year's because I wanted to stick to just that year launches, but trust me, this would have been in last year's as well. Yeah, it's my absolute favourite. I actually love the doe foot applicator. I mean, I've got acne, so I probably shouldn't, but I'm lazy and I actually prefer the doe foot applicator over a pump. And I literally could not live without this foundation. Whenever I just want something easy to throw on, or when I can't think about what foundation I want to use, I'm always going for this one. Next foundation I want to talk about is the Be Perfect Chroma foundation. This did indeed launch this year. This is what the packaging looks like. It has a pump on it, and if you are like me and you're stuck in 2016 and you love your full coverage Be foundations, you need this in your collection. If you go on their TikTok shop, they often do deals on there, so you won't have to pay like full price for this, but this is worth the money. Like, this is so good. I know the whole clean girl makeup is a thing at the moment, but personally for me, who needs coverage, the clean girl aesthetic is not my sort of thing. I still love my full coverage, and this is a fantastic foundation for that. Okay, this last foundation is kind of a bit of an opposite to the Be Perfect. This is the L'Oreal True Match Nude Plumping Tinted Serum. So this is great for when I don't want to wear a full cake face, but I still need a little bit of coverage, because then I can go in with concealer, add even more coverage. This is not like a proper foundation. This is literally like a tinted sort of moisturizer, but I do find that it does have some coverage to it. So anytime that I don't want to wear a load of makeup, I just want a little something, this is what I reach for. I really love this, and I didn't expect to love this at all. I thought I was going to hate it. I thought it was going to be really sheer, not my vibe, but I actually really enjoy this. I use the shade 0.5 to 2, very light. Okay, there's 3 concealers I want to talk about. The first one I'll just quickly throw in here because this didn't launch this year, but it's been one I've been really loving. And it's the Revolution Conceal and Hydrate Concealer. Now, I actually love this because I love it for my under eyes, to like hydrate my under eyes. Hate the foundation. Not, if you've got oily skin, do not even go near the foundation. It's very like cakey and heavy as well, but like not in a good way. But this concealer has saved my dry skin this year. Like, every time I've had dry skin, I've just used this and it feels so amazing and hydrating on the skin. I of course love my Revolution Conceal and Define Infinite Concealer, but I think I mean, it's obviously in this video, I prefer this hydrating one now to that, which is crazy, but it's a very good concealer, hydrating and full coverage. What else could you want? Okay, 2 concealers of which launched this year that I have fallen in love with. The first one is the Charlotte Tilbury Radiant Concealer. This is amazing. I have wanted her to bring out a like normal wand concealer for the longest time, and she finally brought one out, and it did not disappoint. I absolutely love this concealer. It is brilliant. Very good coverage, very creamy, very hydrating, and I love it. The final one is the Huda Beauty Concealer. I had to get this in another shade because the one that Missa gifted me was literally like white, but this one is in the shade Marshmallow 1.3G, and this is like a much better shade for me. But this is a very good concealer. I absolutely love Huda Beauty, but again, I was waiting for her to bring out a normal wand concealer. I don't know what it is with these high-end brands, but they brought out concealers with like sponge applicators or plastic applicators, I don't know. These I much prefer, and again, concealer did not disappoint. I did a whole video dedicated to this concealer, very much enjoyed it, very hydrating, very full coverage, very creamy, smoothing, I loved it. Next we're going to talk about some cream products I was absolutely loving. At the end of 2021, I was starting to delve into cream blush, but my cream blush addiction has multiplied this year. I have so many. I literally couldn't do my makeup now without cream blush and cream bronzer as well. I feel like they make such a difference to your makeup. Like, you don't need to put as much powder on, so you don't get that more cakey effect if you don't use a setting spray or something. Like, I just feel like it makes such a difference to your makeup routine, and plus they're really pretty. I absolutely love them. So the two cream bronzers that I wanted to give a mention to, first one is Made by Mitchell Shady Business. This is such a good cream product. I love Made by Mitchell. He has absolutely smashed his makeup brand. Like, he has come in and like put so many brands to shame because his makeup brand is absolutely incredible, and you can just tell that a makeup artist has created it. Like, such unique products. I love it so much. And his like blush and bronzer, like his whole blush range in general is absolutely amazing, and I love the bronzers and the blushes. This shade Shady Business is actually perfect for my skin. Don't be too intimidated by the colour of his stuff because they blend out so easily, and you only need a dot of this product. Like, you only need a dot. I know they're £16. He does a lot of deals on his TikTok shop, so keep an eye out for that. And they are 100% worth the hype. 110%. I have got so many of his blushes now, it is actually a joke. Have so many from so many collections he's launched. But I love this cream bronzer. Again, it has like a doe foot applicator, why did I say it like that? Applicator, which I prefer. I'm so lazy, aren't I? I prefer doe foots. And then another one I've been loving is actually the one by Doll Beauty. This is their cream bronzer. I have mine in the shade Light. This is what the cream bronzer looks like. It is such a good one. It's good because if you're too intimidated by like cream bronzer, this is a good one to start with, as well as the Made by Mitchell ones as well. You can really easily build on these. Like, some cream bronzers I've tried, they are so pigmented on like the first application that it puts you off of using it. But this has very like, it's not sheer, like you do have pigment, but it's just very easily buildable. I love the packaging as well. It's not quite a doe foot, but I do use a brush with this to apply, and I absolutely love this. Cream blush has my heart. Blush in general has my heart. You know I'm a highlighter gal. I love my highlighters, but I'm not gonna lie, I think blush has become an absolute obsession of mine. I love blush so much. I'm always looking for new blushes to buy. Anyways, so for cream, as I've mentioned the Made by Mitchell one, of course I've got to throw this one in here. This is one of my favourite cream blushes without a foul. This is the one in Sweet Cheeks. It is a beautiful baby pink shade. There's also Strawberry Cream, which is even more paler than this. And then there's Cold Heart from his, I can't remember what the collection was called. It was the purple theme packaging collection. That is a very nice pink as well, but this one is my favourite, and it's one that he's launched since the very beginning. This is such a beautiful pink cream blush. Again, you only need one dot, very easy to blend, very easy to apply. I literally cannot recommend Made by Mitchell's brand enough. He has done an incredible job, and his products are absolutely amazing. I couldn't not talk about cream blushes without mentioning Rare Beauty. These have one of my, I mean, Rare Beauty again is another brand this year that I am obsessed with. I'm like constantly buying her new launches, but this is amazing. This is my favorite shade as well, and it's actually one of the last ones I got, or the last one I got. This is the shade Happy. If you're like me and you love your baby pink cream blushes, this is the shade to go for. This is the one I wanted from the very beginning, but for some reason it ended up being the last one I got. And then lastly, I've got to throw in a drugstore option in there because there are some drugstore cream blushes that are good. And I want to mention these blush bombs by Revolution. This is in the shade Dolly Rose. So again, if you love pale pink shades, can you see a theme here? You're going to love this shade Dolly Rose. These are very good. I think they're like £5 or £6, and these ones are more of like a serum-y type of cream blush. So if you don't like cream blushes that are too pigmented, or you're a beginner in cream blushes, this is a great one to go for because it applies like really sheer but in a good way. Like it doesn't lose all of its pigment, but it just gives you a nice light layer of cream blush, and you can build on these as well. So I thought I'd just give an honourable mention to a drugstore cream blusher that I absolutely love. Okay, powders. I am a powder connoisseur, okay? I love me some powder because where I have oily skin, I cake that powder on like no tomorrow, and then I spritz my face with like a setting spray to calm it all down. But the one loose powder that has taken it by storm and taken the internet by storm, especially on TikTok, is the Huda Beauty loose powder. This is the shade Cupcake. I think it's actually a bit too, like the colour's not me 100%. I need to get like a lighter shade, but this is what the packaging looks like. This powder is amazing. It smooths the skin so well. I'm absolutely obsessed with this, as well as the entire TikTok platform. Beauty content creators are always raving about this powder, and I have actually had it in my collection for a couple of years, I think, but it wasn't until people started talking about it again I was like, oh my god, that's reminded me like that powder is actually amazing. I've got the pink one as well to brighten up the under eyes. That's really good. But this is amazing. I of course love my Fenty one as well, but just this year in particular, this powder has taken over my powder drawer. Like, and bearing in mind, I've literally used this most days. Like, I'm sorry, it doesn't even look like I've touched it. And then the pressed powder I've been loving is by Relove Revolution. This is the High Key Tea Tree Translucent Powder. As you can see, I have hit pan on this. There's not a lot of products in here, to be honest. There's only like 6 grams, so it's pretty easy to hit pan on. But this powder is absolutely amazing, and the difference between this and like the regular Relove one is that this one is like really smoothing. It's almost like a filter on your face. I've got it on like right now, and I don't know if you can quite see, but I just feel like my skin looks so smooth. I've not even put any setting spray on. Like, it's literally just this powder that has smoothed my face out so much. I'm really impressed with it. It is so affordable. Again, you don't get a lot of product in here. I need them to do like a loose version of this because it's so smoothing, and I love this so much. And then I do want to give a mention to the Trigwell Cosmetics Powder Puff. This is truly worth the hype. I need to get the mini versions because they're obviously a lot easier to get under your eyes. But this paired with the Huda Beauty powder, like patting on your under eye and here, again, like a filter on your skin. Like, it is crazy. It looks so good. And I do believe that the powder puff makes such a difference to your makeup application in like that area. I do go in with a brush afterwards the rest of my face, but just to like set my under eyes and also this area that gets particularly oily, I like to use a powder puff, and my goodness, it is so worth it. You have to get one. Bronzers, I'm not gonna lie, I haven't included one. Bronzer is not something in particular that I gravitate towards one particular one all the time. I do switch up my bronzers a lot, and I was looking through my drawer and I was like, there's literally not one in here I'm thinking, oh my god, I use that so much this year. Like last year with the Revolution Glow bronzer, I was like really obsessed with that. I was using that constantly, but this year I can't remember the time I used that. And I switched them up so much. I use all different brands because I just feel like with bronzers, it's not something you can particularly tell the difference with when it comes to drugstore on high end. Back in the day, drugstore bronzers used to be so orangey, not that many shade ranges, all that lot. But now, obviously, the makeup game's changed. A lot of bronzers are really good now. There's not really any particular one that I could specifically recommend. I think A lot of bronzers are really good. And then contour, I've got 2 drugstore contours to mention. Oh my God, okay, let's stop making loads of noise. Firstly is the Essence Contouring Duo. I need to grab myself a new one because as you can see, I've smashed it and I've lost half of it. I would have definitely have hit pan on this by now, but I did stop using it. I have stopped using this for a little while now because that is just, it just crumbles every time I put my brush in it. So I need to pick myself up a new one, but I basically like dabbed my brush in both shades. £3.50 this is. Absolute bargain. Defos recommend. And then the other like contouring product that I find to be really good is the Technic Matte Mega Bronze Palette. Now you actually get four bronzers in here. I typically use this one to bronze, or this one really, it just depends how pale I am, and then this one, the Cool Tone one, to contour. Yeah, really enjoy this. It's so affordable. I don't know how much this is exactly, but I bet you it's under a £5. Like, it is literally so affordable. I use this today even to contour and bronze actually. Yeah, bronze and contour. It's very good. I mean, the packaging is not anything special by all means, but what matters is what's on the inside. Oh my goodness. Okay, now we're on to the powder blushes. Okay, you probably might have an idea of the 3 powder blushes I have popped in this video. Bit of a clue, none of them are drugstore. Very sorry, but I'm yet to find a drugstore blush that lives up to the amazing beautifulness of these 3 blushes. So, firstly, we have to include this. This is the Kylie Jenner. It's the Kylie Cosmetics blusher in the shade Pink Power. This is freaking beautiful. Kylie, again, is another brand I fell in love with this year. I've actually collected quite a lot of her makeup, and during the, I think it was the Black Friday sales, I did actually pick up a few more bits. But this pink blush is absolutely beautiful. It's like more of like a everyday soft pink blush. I've got this on today again. I just love it so much. Again, with blush, it's not something in particular that you can really tell a difference. Like bronzer, like you can have very good drugstore, very good high-end. It's just like a peachy pink or whatever colour you want to wear powder. It's nothing special. And what I mean by special is, I mean, it's not something that is like a powder where you can tell it's bad quality or not. It's literally just a blush powder. But these ones are like my favourites in terms of like the colours of them. So it just depends on whether you like the colour of these blushes too. Your blush preference colours, that makes no sense. Your colour for blush preference. Your preference of blush colour could be different to mine. If you love the baby pink sort of blushes, you're going to love all of these. Next, I want to talk about this. It's no longer a thing, it's no longer in stock, but I've used this so much this year that I have to include it in this video. This is from the Stranger Things collection. I did 2 reviews actually on this collection, and this is the Friends Don't Lie blush. Look how gorgeous this is. I'm sorry. It's literally, is that not the most beautiful blush you've ever seen in your life? I have used this so many times, yet it doesn't even look like it. It's crazy. I've literally used this so much because I love the colour. It is beautiful. I wish MAC released like a permanent blush in this shade because I would buy that just so everyone else could buy it as well. I love it. I won't talk about it too much because you'll see it's not a thing anymore. It was limited edition, which makes me very sad. I hate limited edition things sometimes. I'm like, please make it permanent. But this last one is very bougie. This is the Dior blush in the shade 001 Pink, the Rosy Glow one. Yeah, it's £29, I think, for this very tiny rectangle of blush. But again, the shade of it is absolutely beautiful. My brother got this for me for my birthday and I have not put it down. I literally use it so much. I use it on like special makeup occasions as well. It's beautiful, very expensive for such a tiny blush. I know it is, but it is beautiful. I love the shade so, so much. Okay, highlighters. As I said, blush kind of took my makeup collection by storm in 2022. There wasn't really like any new particular highlighters that really stood out to me that I've used constantly. So I'm just going to mention these ones. So firstly, we have Benefit Cookie. This is an ultimate holy grail top 5 highlighters without fail, probably even top 3. This is incredible. I love this. I will not stop loving this. I have a few backups of this because I literally love it so much. And I've used this so much, yet it still doesn't look like I've used much of it. It's so weird. I've got this on today. I thought I'd put a few of these on my face to show what they look like, but this is it on now. This is the colour. It is absolutely beautiful. Next, another Kylie product. I just want to recommend this Ice Me Out highlighter. If you've got pale skin, this shade would be beautiful. But she has obviously different shades as well. It's just a stunning highlighter. Again, highlighters are not necessarily something you have to buy high end. Like, you can get phenomenal drugstore highlighters, but this is just a really nice one I've been using. Again, as I said, I've been using a lot of Kylie this year, become really like obsessed with her brand. So this one in particular I've just been reaching for a lot, and there isn't really any like other drugstore ones I've been reaching for, but I did want to give a mention to these Relove duos because they're really good. This one in particular is the shade Sweet, and this one and these have like blushes and highlighters in them. So this is like a really nice pale pink. It's more of like a peachy pink. It's not quite pink enough for me to be obsessed with like those other blushes, but the highlighter is good in here as well. So this is a nice drugstore duo that I do use quite a lot. Okay, setting sprays. I'm not gonna lie to you, if I had to get rid of every single setting spray of mine and just keep one, this would be it. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Filter Setting Spray. I've used literally almost all of this, and I've used this so much. Like, this setting spray is like nothing I've ever used before. I genuinely used to think setting sprays were a gimmick. Like, I just thought there's no way a setting spray can make your makeup last long, but this does, and I've used it multiple times for long-lasting makeup. And all I do is I just spritz this on my face once I've done my base makeup, finish it off. I do powder throughout the duration that I'm out because, you know, I am oily. I'm not going to not be oily, but by the end of the night, my makeup still looks like I've just applied it, and that is literally thanks to this setting spray. It is just the most incredible thing. I would literally throw every single setting spray away and just keep multiples of this because it is incredible. And that says a lot if I'm saying I could literally get rid of every single one. Like, don't get me wrong, I love my hydrating setting sprays and stuff like that to bring life back to my face. But in terms of my absolute holy grail favourite setting spray, it's going to be this. Okay, so that is all of the base makeup covered. Let's move on to eye-related makeup. So firstly, the two eye bases that I reach for on a very regular basis. First one being the Revolution Super Base. These are both actually drugstore, which is amazing. I find like the foldable ones are better than the high-end ones. But this one I've included in many tutorials of mine, many eyeshadow palette tutorials and reviews. I've used this. It's just such a good drugstore eye base. Like, you get so much product in here as well. I don't know if it actually says on the packaging, but this is like a big base. Like, you get literally so much in here. Plus, again, with the dough for applicators, because I'm incredibly lazy, but this is, yeah, really good. And the other one that, again, I use quite a lot in my eyeshadow palette reviews is the Beauty Bay one. I have the shade 2. Again, dough for applicator. But yeah, I just really enjoy this eye base. There's not really much I can say about an eye base, but they work, they keep my eyeshadow on, and I really enjoy them. Okay, for brows, this is by Revolution. The writing is all rubbed off the front of it. This is the Brow Shaping Wax in the shade Ash Brown. This is like not a brow product I'd ever thought I'd use for my brows. But I really love this. It's a very good, kind of like a cross between a pomade and like it's a wax, isn't it? So like it's got pigment to it. It's a really creamy, easy to use product. I just use like an angled brush, like a thin angled brush to fill in my brows. But if I really want like snatched brows, I use my Brow Shaping Wax. The Benefit stuff I actually didn't really use that much this year. I do have a lot of Benefit brow stuff, but I stopped using pencils like for a long while. I've only just started to use them again. I was obsessed with brow pencils. I have so many of them because I literally used to use them all the time. That is the product that I did use the majority of 2022 and I absolutely love that. And then the brow gel I've been loving is quite similar to the Gimme Brow actually. This is the Huda Beauty Bomb Brows Full and Fluffy Brow Gel. So this is the packaging. And then the brush is really thin and it has loads of like microfibers on it. Hopefully you can see all the stuff coming off of it. But where I have such like thin brows, like if you don't know, I have microbladed eyebrows. My actual brow hairs are so thin and like I don't really have a lot of them. So I can never do soap brows or anything because I don't have fluffy enough brows, if that makes sense. But this gives the illusion that you have fluffy eyebrows. Very, very good brow product. Oh, I forgot to put this in, annoyingly. This is a concealer. This is the Collection Lasting Perfection Stretch Concealer and Eyeshadow Primer, but I don't use it for eyeshadow. I use it for concealer. I use it specifically to conceal my acne underneath my foundation. I pop it on, let it dry down, and then put my foundation on top, and it gives me that extra layer of coverage that I really, really love. I have the shade 2 Porcelain, and this is what it looks like. Honestly, doesn't look like, I mean, it's got a little bit of a dip in it, but I literally use this every single time I put makeup on. So this lasts a very, very long time and you get a lot of product in here. Okay, eyeshadow palettes. I'm gonna be real. It's really hard to pick favorite eyeshadow palettes when you literally have a makeup channel and constantly review new eyeshadow palettes. But I did go through my collection and I did go through my videos uploaded this year, and I think these are like either like some of my favourite launches of this year or just palettes in general I absolutely love and I will reach for a lot. So I think firstly I'm going to mention this Beauty Bay 42 colour palette, the bright one. I think this is 2.0, right? Yeah, 2.0. I think this came out early this year. I think it maybe 6 months ago or so. Oh my God, you can still see me in frame. I'm not up close enough. There we go. This is a very good colourful palette, a very good affordable colour palette. This is, I think they're £24, but Beauty Bay always have discount codes or have it on sale, or check Tik Tok shop out as well. This, if you are like a beginner in colourful eyeshadow, this is going to be all you need, okay? There is so much variety in here, so much to choose from. There's even neutrals in here as well to cover you on that basis. There's a huge mirror, as you can see, and this is very good drugstore. I cannot recommend Beauty Bay eyeshadows enough. Their eyeshadow quality is phenomenal, and some of their palettes are like £12 and they're better than my high-end palettes. It's just crazy. They are such good quality, not raved about enough in my personal opinion. I love Beauty Bay eyeshadows, and this is a very good colourful eyeshadow palette. I also enjoy their limited edition palettes that they bring out, but I try not to put them in these videos because you can't buy them anymore. And also their mini like berries, midnight, and what's the green one called? I can't remember what the green one's called, but those palettes are really good as well. But I thought I'd throw this one in there because this is like a full colourful like rainbow palette. Huda Beauty Naughty. This actually launched at the end of 2021, like November 2021. But this is a palette I've been using constantly for like nights out and things. It's just such a beautiful neutrals palette. As I've said loads of times before, I am like a neutral palette lover when it comes to like nights out and things like this. So this is one of the palettes I gravitate towards, and I've used this so much this year for nights out and things. It is such good quality, lovely matte shades, and I love a Huda shimmer. You know I love Huda shimmer. If I could, I would have included the Huda Empowered palette in this video, but I have only just reviewed that. I did use it again New Year's Eve. Was it New Year's Eve? Yeah, I think it's New Year's Eve, but it's only just released. Like, I'm not just released, sorry. I've only just touched it like a couple of weeks ago, so I couldn't put it in this video. But this one, Huda Naughty, before that launched, this was like my favourite go-to Huda neutral palette, and I love my Huda palettes. I use them all the time. A fun collab that Revolution did this year is with Coraline. I love this because I just think they've absolutely smashed this palette out of the bag. Out the park. I don't know. This truly reflects Coraline. Like, I cannot tell you. I love this colour story so much. I love it because there's a very good mix of mattes and shimmers. There's also a lot of blending shades in here that I really appreciate. With eyeshadow palettes, I love to have as many blending shades as possible because that just makes the process so much easier. I would have also included the Grinch, I would have also included Shrek, but quite frankly this video would be so freaking long and I don't want to be babbling on about Revolution collabs because that is literally what half of this video would be. But this is honestly, this is such a beautiful eyeshadow palette. Beautiful pinks, purples and blues, and I love it so much. Good quality as well. I of course did a video on this as well as the other palette, but I love that palette so much. And with the Grinch and the Shrek palettes, I feel like the two massive palettes in those collections, they are kind of like the samey, and I love the greens in them. They smash both of those palettes, so I'll just give those like honourable mentions, but I'm not showing you them in this video. A couple more collabs that Revolution did that I love. This is the Plastic Boy Gary Thompson collab with Revolution. Again, this did launch a few months ago, but this is such a beautiful neutral warm tone sort of palette. If you're like me and you do love your neutral warm tones and you love your shimmers and everything, this is such a perfect eyeshadow palette. I think the only thing this palette is missing is like a yellow gold sort of shimmer, but it even has like an inner corner brow shade that, you know, I absolutely love. And it has loads of matte shades in here, plenty of blending shades, and these are only £12 as well. I don't think I've told you how much any of the others. Oh, Beauty Bay Brights is obviously 24, Huda is about 56, 58. Very expensive. I don't ever buy those palettes full price. Coraline I think is 20 quid. I can put Lucy's code down below, and these Forever Flawless ones are £12, and yeah, they're just such good quality for the price. They are a bit hit and miss there, Forever Flawless palettes, but this is a very good one. Another collab I absolutely love that Revolution did was Game of Thrones. I am obsessed with Game of Thrones, absolutely love it. The palette I want to mention in particular is the Mother of Dragons one. This is what it looks like. If you love your warm eyeshadows, like warm and smoky, you're gonna love this palette. It's absolutely beautiful. With this one, they have a stunning gold shimmer, but not like a light enough inner corner brow bone shade. So both those Revolution palettes have something missing from them, but I still love these. Love these. Like with the inner corner thing, I could just use my highlighter or like a liquid shadow or something like that. But this is a beautiful warm tone palette. I think it's better than the Fire one they did a couple of years ago, and just wanted to give that mention. I love that whole collab, seriously. I love it. I love the Revolution collabs they did. Beetlejuice, Game of Thrones, Grinch, Shrek. They have smashed the collabs this year. I cannot wait to see what collabs they do this year. Obsessed. So this is really naughty, but the last palette I'm going to include in this video is Carnival 5. I know I only did a review on this like a month ago. I know. It's quite late in the year. I have done another tutorial with this, which you should have seen since I've put this video up, but I have to include this. I feel like I always have to include my Carnival palettes in my yearly favourites videos. Let me just show you what it looks like. So this is the Interstellar palette, and as you can see, it is a very beautiful colour palette, but it does have these 3 columns of like grey shades here. I've done like my first review on the colourful section, and then the tutorial I've just uploaded was on this grey section here. I love this so much. I also love this in particular because of the formulas that it has in here. So the shade like Milky Way, Orbit, Moonwalk, I think Mercury is the same, and Stargazer. They're like a glitter to shimmer hybrid. You don't need glue. I mean, you could use glue if you wanted to, but the tutorials that I've done with them, I've not used glue. And they go on so well. With like regular glitter, obviously you've got to put a glitter glue down so it's got something to stick to. But this is, it's like such a good formula, you don't even need glue for it. Like it literally goes on so beautifully. You'll have to check out those videos to see what I mean. But I love this, and I think this is up there with my favourite Carnival. It probably is my favourite Carnival, to be honest. The only thing it doesn't have in here is neutrals, but I mean, you can't have everything. It has beautiful cool tones, grey tones and colourful shades in here, but I'd say this is like my top 2 Carnivals. And that's saying something because she's brought 5 out now. I've not popped any eyeliners in here. I don't really reach for eyeliner like loads, only really want a night out, and then again it chops and changes all the time. So I'll just talk about some mascaras I was loving. So the Bad Gal Bang, this never changes. This is always a favourite of mine. Very much Holy Grail mascara. I just love this because of the wand on it. This come out, what, a couple of years ago now? Maybe more. I just love the wand because it's nice and thin. It's plasticky. It's just literally the most perfect mascara wand ever. I love it. I will always repurchase this mascara without fail. Yeah, it's a holy grail. It's expensive. I think they're like 25, 26 pounds now. They used to be cheaper than that. They used to be like 22. But 100% with repurchase. A drugstore one is the Revolution 5D Lash Pal. This is what it looks like, if it wants to focus. There we go. This one is interesting. You like push it down and pull. Oh my god, I'm not doing this very well, am I? I think mine's stuck. Anyway, you're meant to like push down and pull it open so there's no twisting involved. This came out at the end of last year, not just gone, 21, and this is a very good drugstore mascara. If you like your like plumpy lashes, a bit like, brilliant. It's not the same as Benefit Bad Girl Bang, but like Benefit Bad Girl Bang, if you like your clumpy lashes, you're gonna like this. I really love the wand on this. It's a bit bigger than this one as well, but I really enjoy this. I think this is definitely my favorite Revolution mascara across like all Revolution brands. This is the one that I would recommend the most. I still can't get it undone. I'm literally sitting here like trying to undo it, but I can't. Anywho's, just trust me, very good drugstore mascara. And then lastly, I want to include the MAC Stack mascara. This is the micro brush one. This is, it's not as skinny as the Bad Girl Bang, but it's still got a little wand. I have actually got this on today for like a little bit of mascara. I didn't put too much on. But this, again, very good mascara. I understand the hype with this. This went viral on TikTok, and like a lot of the times I'm very heavily influenced by things when they're hyped up like that. So I of course did purchase this to try it, and I really love this. It's not anything super special. It's not as good as my Benefit Bad Girl Bang, but it's still a very good mascara. You can also buy minis of this and the Benefit one if you don't want to quite pay full price. You want to try before you get the full size. They do minis of both of these. Okay, next I just want to mention a couple of pairs of lashes. So this year I didn't really use lashes as much as I used to, or I did at the start of the year, then I kind of like come off of lashes. It's not really for any particular reason, probably a laziness issue of mine, but that's fine, we can talk about that a different day. I just in particular just didn't really wear lashes a lot, but when I do wear lashes and when I go on like nights out and things, I actually use half lashes now. In 2021, the thought of using a half lash, I was like, what the hell is that? Like, there's no way that's gonna look good, like blah, blah, blah. But now that's all I wear. They're so comfortable. They give your lashes the fullness without being uncomfortable. So these ones are by Pink Honey. I don't know how I didn't know that. These are by Pink Honey, and these are the Baby Winks lashes in the shade Opal. I have put mascara on them, which is why they're looking a bit crusty, but yeah, these are the ones I wore the other day. The other ones I love that I don't have anymore are the Love Island blue packaging ones. I'll put a picture up here. Basically, I come home drunk, took them off, put them on the side, and then they ended up getting chucked in the bin, so I couldn't save them. So they are in the bin. I do need to repurchase, which I will, but they're the other ones I've been loving. Them ones are actually a lot more lightweight than these. These are a little bit more on the heavier side, but they give you that fullness that you need. So these and the Revolution Love Island ones, very, very good. Okay, I think it's literally just lips, and then we are done. Okay, firstly, just want to mention this lip oil. This is the Looney Tunes I Heart Revolution lip oil. This smells incredible. I love that scent so much. It's like it's meant to be a strawberry scent. It is absolutely amazing. It doesn't even look like I've touched it. Like seriously, I've used this so much. I think the line is literally, can you see that? I think the line is literally just where that yellow band is. Yeah, it is. But I love this so much. It is my favourite lip oil, like without fail. It is beautiful. I love the rollable applicator, so you haven't got to worry about getting on your fingers and blah, blah, blah. And it's a very good hydrating lip oil, very affordable as well. Okay, one final section, lips, let's go. So I have a few bullet lipsticks to show you and a couple of liquid lipsticks. So for the bullet lipsticks, it wouldn't be an Alex Kate video without including my Beauty Bay Freckle lipstick. You know I love this, like, I'm sorry, but please look how much I've used this. I love it so much. It is the most perfect cool tone brown. It's what I've got on my lips at the moment. They are a little bit dry, could probably put some more on. But this is like my favourite cool toned brown nude lipstick ever. Ever. I love it so much. What I also love about that is that it's affordable as well. We love affordable makeup here on this channel. So yeah, it's affordable, beautiful colour, very creamy, stunning lipstick. I love it. Next we have a Huda Beauty lipstick. This one's in the shade Girls Trip. This is just the one in particular I use a lot. This is like more of like a pinky nude lipstick, so if you prefer more pinky nude, you'll prefer this shade more. I love these because they are like a matte lipstick, but they're not uncomfortable. Like, they're really comfortable matte lipsticks, you know? Like, I wouldn't go to say they're hydrating or anything. Like, you can obviously feel it on your lips, but this is just a really nice matte lipstick without being too heavy and too dry. Very good. Next, I want to shout out the Rem Beauty one. Rem Beauty finally come to the UK this year. It's available at Selfridges, and if you don't know who Rem Beauty are, that is Ariana Grande's makeup brand. I haven't tried much from them. I've done a testing video on them where I tried the concealer, highlighter, lipstick, and something else, which I'm having trouble remembering. But I just want to include the lipstick because I love this, because when you take the lid off, that is the lipstick. Like, it's so thin and really easy to apply. Like, it's not too big. It just like fits your lips perfectly. Did I show you the actual shade of it? Yeah, I did, Alec. Oh my God, I'm going to do Dally. This is in the shade Kiss Me. It's a very beautiful nude, but like a little bit on the peachy side. I don't love peachy lipsticks, but this is like a nice peachy. It's not too orange. It's like a brownie with a little bit of orange in it. It's a very beautiful lipstick. This one though is very dewy on the lips, like almost like glossy. So if you don't like matte lipsticks, you'll love the formula of these ones. And then two liquid lipsticks. First one is by Kylie Cosmetics. Are you shocked? This is the shade Angel. My very amazing friends bought me this for my birthday. And this is such a stunning shade. I wanted the shade Angel for the longest time, but I never wanted to pay the money for it, or the discounts were never good enough. But yeah, then my lovely friends bought this for the birthday, and I'm literally so grateful. I love this so much. And the Kylie Cosmetics liquid lipstick, so it does have like a doe foot applicator. This one in particular is the shade Espresso Nude, which is, yeah, probably my favourite one because it's a beautiful brownie nude. But if you don't like matte lipsticks, or you don't like creamy ones or anything like that, this is like a very good in between. This is a very comfortable liquid lipstick. It's very moussey, that whipped texture as it says in the name. It's very comfortable. It does feel hydrating, but not dewy and glossy. It just has like a demi matte finish to it, but the actual like consistency and formula itself is really comfortable on the lips. So if you don't like anything too heavy on there, definitely check out these. These are very good, and there's a lot of like nude shades as well. It goes from like really pale to like really deep. So if you love a nude lip as well, you're gonna love this range. Okay, so that was everything I was loving throughout the year 2022. I cannot wait to see what makeup brands bring out this year and what I'm going to be loving this time next year. I get really excited to watch these videos, so I really hope you enjoyed it. I know it's going to be a long one, but I'll try and whittle it down as much as possible. But yeah, these are all my favourite makeup items. I recommend literally every single one of them. I would love to know down below what makeup you was loving throughout the year 2022. I find that so interesting. Like, I love watching reviews, but I also just love knowing what people genuinely love and go back to constantly. I just find it so helpful. So hopefully this is helpful for you guys as well, just so you can see what makeup I was loving throughout the whole of last year. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Again, hope you're loving the new setup. I'm gonna work on a couple of things like the sound quality, the shadowing. I don't really know if I can change that, I'm not too sure, but I'll look into it. And if you've got any suggestions, please let me know down below. Okay, I'm gonna wrap this video up here. I really hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, please let me know by smashing the thumbs up button. Let me know down below what you was loving throughout the year of 2022. And of course, if you haven't already, please subscribe down below, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.
No.